The third reason that rituals can strengthen PPM is that the power of rituals lies exactly in what it represents. So rituals are basically special moments. Like it's a moment to stop, reflect, as I said, and move forward. It takes people actually for a moment away from the everyday flow of the project or their everyday work, and it places them in what we call a sacred, magical space, which is which are beautiful words for what sometimes a boardroom is, but it's usually what we do is we take people from their everyday desk to a special room, and whatever that room is or wherever that session is, it can be in the forest, in the beach, or just in a hotel. It's a special new place where people get time to actually disconnect a little bit from work and adjust their thinking, adjust their mindset, as you were saying, and move forward in a different way. That's what rituals do.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, in fact, some people, Karen, are considering like something like a reward just to go outside the organization. And they say, okay, well, it will be fantastic. We can spend 1 hour, a couple of hours, or middle day, working around. Not exactly in the office, but around or in another special room or hotel.
Just a different environment, that's it,
exactly, different environment, and having the opportunity to talk each other and to share thoughts and so on. So one of the things that I do is, obviously, as I told you, those sessions are a set of sessions, sequential mode from time to time in order to get all the milestones. But after every session, I am trying to, at the beginning of the next one, I am trying to share with them what was learned from them in the
previous one.
Not only about the result, but also about the process, because you know perfectly that in every organization, the pace in which a meeting is getting done is absolutely different, because the attitudes, because the culture, because the discipline, and so on. So people was very respectful in many organizations, and you can see that. I think one of my objectives was getting people obtaining a little bit of fun for every session, right?
I think this fun or this session, which is actually a special event in their everyday work life, gives meaning to the transformation process, and it helps people realize that they're transitioning from one phase to another, from one way of working to another way of working, and move towards the future. And I think that's very important in PPM, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it is. It is absolutely. I think when you are building processes in an organization, I think everybody feel much better if they feel like owners of that process, right? So people say sometimes that this external consultant is proposing us a process or whatever, and obliging us to go into the funnel, right? And this funnel, is not enough narrow. It is probably very, very little, and we cannot move forward. So people appreciate that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Besides the ritual of a course or of taking people away from the office, what other rituals have you seen in organizations?
Well, the thing is that usually some organizations are giving a special recognition to the people who are moving forward. So they say, it's one of the things, obviously, when you are trying to deal with an effort like implementing project portfolio process in an organization, it is a project itself. So I always ask for one sponsor. So one of the things that I am trying to negotiate with the sponsor is what about establishing some small recognitions, metrics for every deadline when people are getting aligned, because I always try to get the buy-in from the sponsor and telling him or her, okay, we need to get people much more aligned among departments. So it's not only the results of implementing project portfolio, it's the other objective is just to how to get all the processes and all the needs from business units aligned aligned to the strategic plan of the organization. So, these type of works are are helpful on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So awards for recognition for doing good work, for example.
Yes.
I assume celebrating milestones is an example as well.
Yes.
And how do projects? Yeah. How do companies celebrate it?
For instance, in Chile, they have a very good wine, right? So, so we use it. The wine, the typical wine from there, just and giving to everyone a cup, a glass of wine by the end of the meeting. But also, they say, well, we have another people ask it. Okay, we would like to know something about the standards. So one of the things is just please do not consider that we need to accomplish 100% the standards at the very beginning. It will be an ongoing process. But those the standard, those are the principles that need to be, or you need to be getting familiar with. So it is those standards are something you are much more familiar. At the moment we are moving forward, it will be easier, to advance and so on. So I think it's again the human aspect of, embracing all the type of things we are moving, because obviously implementing portfolio management is also a change management project at the same time.
Yes, it definitely is. Yes.
Yeah, and some people doesn't consider like that. They say, no, it's a question of implementing process. No, sorry, but processes are done by people, and without people, processes doesn't work.
And we expect these people to change their behavior, right?
Exactly.
Changing behavior, we know from personal experience, is very difficult. Stop quit eating chocolate, stop smoking, that kind of thing is difficult.
Absolutely.
And in the workplace, the same thing.
Absolutely, I agree. They were not used to use several processes. In fact, we started from scratch in some of them.
You mean change management processes?
Yes.
Yeah. And these are very important when you implement a new way of working, like portfolio management. Yeah.
In fact, communications was the key. It was one of the items in the agenda of the board of directors were the project portfolio management process implementation. So one of the things that every organization needs to take care of is implementing project portfolio processes is important for the organization. And I am not telling you like a external consultant. It's the CEO who is telling you about it. It is important. Take care of it, put effort on it, and you will be achieving results from it.